Well, Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Technical College for Life on the Farm. I'm actually at Fox Valley Tech today and joining a class with my co-instructor, Justin Levy. Justin, thank you so much for your time today. First of all, what are you doing in class today?
Sure, so today we're going over dry fertilizer spreader application. We're working on the setup of it, calibration of that spreader, trying to make sure that those that are going out in the industry properly know how to set it up to make sure that we are maximizing our nutrients and evenly distributing it across the field.
Right, and there's quite a bit more, I think, than most people realize in this. You know, the first thing that you were going through was the density. Why is the density of the fertilizer important?
Sure, so we were going through the density of the fertilizer, and what we were trying to determine on that is once we find the density of that fertilizer, we can then determine how to properly set the gate on the back of the fertilizer spreader based off from the amount that we're looking to apply per the acre.
Right. Second was the crush test, correct?
Sure, yep, we did the crush test. So what we're looking at today by the crush test is we're looking at how strong the granular fertilizer is, and that granular fertilizer, what we're trying to determine by that is how fast that we can be running our spinners on the fertilizer spreader to make sure that we don't damage that fertilizer when we're going through and spreading it on the field.
Right, and you also measure particle size?
Yeah, so we were looking at something called SGN, so size guide number, and what we're looking at is we're looking at the particle size to see how much variation there is between the fertilizer so that we can see that we have the ability to apply it uniformly across the field.
Right, and we were actually outside with a fertilizer spreader today, and this is one of those cold days, of course.
Yeah, so today we actually took the group out and we actually did a spread pattern test. So we went through and set up the spread pattern test on our end. We went through and actually performed the spread pattern test so they can look at the distribution of that fertilizer to make sure that the fertilizer spreader is set correctly, or if there's adjustments that we need to make when we're looking at the maintenance part of that.
Right. So the outcomes after you're done with this lab today, what are they?
Yeah, so really a couple things. So we're teaching, first of all, making sure that we're maximizing our nutrients to evenly spread across the field. We're trying to make sure that students know that when they go out in industry that they can properly set up that fertilizer to make sure that we're getting nutrients applied where we need it on the field. And the other thing is really understanding the effective spread width of it, so we know that when we're doing pass to pass on that field that we're not getting streaking and we're applying nutrients. Since our nutrients are relatively expensive and crop prices are down, you know, trying to maximize our yield and maximize that nutrient being applied to the soil.
Right. It's really refreshing actually participating in this class with you, because a lot of farmers I work with, you know, have a 50-foot spread fertilizer, and this seems to be only 45 feet.
Yeah, so I mean, by doing some of these tests today, they're able to look at, like that said, that spinner speed. They're able to look at the spread width on it to ensure that we are actually getting it. One of the things that we see is a lot of folks don't actually look at spread patterns out in the field. They know they're putting the fertilizer on, but they're going off from the chart and they're kind of guessing to make sure that they're getting that coverage. This is really ensuring that we don't get that streaking, and we can try, like I said, to maximize our yield when the costs are high and the return on it is quite low.
Right. Justin, thank you so much for inviting me to follow you around this afternoon, and appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.